I think it's super important to seek out joy and things that bring you happiness when you're chronically ill, because life is extra hard. And by focusing on what makes you feel good, it's just gonna make it easier. It's gonna help balance that out. It's gonna reduce the misery that you feel from the chronic illness. My name is Allison, and I'm a disability and chronic illness content creator and advocate. I was diagnosed with POTS in December of 2020. One day I got sick. My heart was racing, I was nauseous, I was out of breath, and I kept going from doctor to doctor, but nothing was fitting the whole picture until I finally saw a neurologist, and he'd sent me off to a POTS specialist. POTS causes dysfunction of the autonomic nervous system. The hallmark symptom is just every time I stand up, my heart rate will increase by 30 beats per minute, and then it stays that high until I sit back down or lay back down. That's kind of the problem with POTS. You can't stand for too long. When I started posting on Instagram, there wasn't anyone out there saying it's okay to use mobility aids. It's sort of a safe place where I think people can actually talk about it and empower others. And now, yeah, it's kind of cool to see. Some of my favorite comments are just when people tell me that they finally got a mobility aid. Those are kind of the comments that always really get me riled up when I read somebody saying because of your video, I went out and I got my first mobility aid, and I went to a concert, or I got to do something, and it makes me feel so great. So I do love it. I love to travel. I've been to 30 different countries, and when I got sick, I thought my life was over. I didn't think I'd be able to travel again or do anything. I just didn't really accept that, and it took me from just March till November of 2020 to make the decision that I was just gonna get a mobility aid. There was nobody out there telling me that it was okay to do so, but I knew I wanted something to live my life, so I just bought a cane, and it changed my life. I think the stigma behind using mobility aids prevents people from utilizing them, because there's a stigma that mobility aids are only for people who have no use of their legs at all. People are paralyzed, but that's just not the case. If I use a mobility aid, I can stay out longer, I can do more, I can achieve more, go to places that I couldn't go to without one. When I first got my wheelchair, my partner and I took it to Chicago, and it was very uncomfortable. I thought everyone was going to be judging me and thinking, she's faking it, she doesn't need that wheelchair, look, she can walk. And with time, I don't care anymore. It will allow you to live your life more fully than just use a mobility aid. Despite having a chronic illness, I still do all the things that make me happy, like playing with my cats and my dog and hanging out with my partner. And I just really hope other people with chronic illnesses are able to see that and live their life to the fullest.